Entertainment games and laughs galore. We bring fun straight to your door. Pop culture, talk and trivia, history and new video games. Movies, music, wrestling too. Sports and stories just for you. Every week a brand new show. Come along, it's time to go. Soapbox or dashboard, oh hey. We're here to brighten up your day. Grab a snack and take a seat. Let's dive in, the fun's complete.
Hey everyone, and welcome in for episode 107, Extra Crispy. We are your hosts. I'm Jason.
I'm Ray.
And this episode is about spontaneous combustion. And Ray has done
human
combustion. Yes. Ray did the research on this, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
What if your body could like explode?
I don't know.
Just burst into flames. Just randomly. You just like
Flame
on.
I mean, that's the Human Torch for you. I mean, shit, South Park guys tried to light a fart on fire.
No matches, no nothing. You
gotta think. You gotta think. Most of our beloved characters have tried lighting farts on fire and stuff like that. I mean, I think they've tried doing it on Simpsons, on South Park, on Family Guy, Beavis and Butthead.
Wait.
Hey, Beavis. Yeah. Ray was wanting to name this The Embers Within, but then he realized that is also the name of a video that he has under his pillow.
No. What the fuck? The fuck is happening? This is going off the rails already. Oh my god.
Yep. All right. So, yeah. Extra Crispy. And we did search.
The episode name.
I know. We did search. You can technically light a fart on fire.
Yeah.
I know it's not spontaneous combustion. It is forced combustion.
The act is known as pyroflatulent.
Yeah. But yeah, due to the presence of a flammable, gases like hydrogen and methane, which are in our farts,
it's in our bodies.
It's highly dangerous.
Yeah.
And yeah, can lead to severe burns.
And they do not recommend it, scientists.
Well, and the other thing is
at least Google.
If you have enough gas, then the fire can go inside of you, and then you spontaneously.
Oh my god! Yeah. So if you like hold the fart in for a really long time.
No. Like if you start to light it at the beginning of a fart, and
like,
there's a lot of there's a lot of gas in there.
It just goes all the way in.
It could go in.
You're
yes.
And then you blow up.
I remember watching that. It wasn't Mythbusters. It was something else.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I think Mythbusters has done the "Can you light a fart on fire?"
Oh man. That's fun.
But yeah.
That's fun.
There's been several cases. It's been debated whether it's possible to spontaneously combust, and it's probably one of the most debated medical phenomenon ever.
Yeah, so in this episode, we're going to explore the science, basically, the skepticism, and some of the shocking stories that they're really bizarre. It seems like it's really far out there, but I mean, some of these things, they've happened and there's just no explanation for it. So the closest explanation is spontaneous human combustion. So, all right, let's dig right in. You ready?
Sure.
Okay, so what is spontaneous human combustion? So spontaneous human combustion, or also known as SHC. People just like anagrams, you know. It refers to the alleged burning of a person from the inside out with no clear source of ignition or like chemicals, fuel, or anything like that. I mean, there's over 200 cases that have been recorded over the last few centuries, and many of these victims were found burnt to ash, extra crispy.
Yeah. Well, and let's break it down, I guess, into the two separate phrases. So spontaneous means like at random, like just kind of without warning or you know.
Yeah, it just
and
happens.
Then combustion is where there's a rapid chemical combination of a substance with oxygen providing the production of heat and light. And
That's exactly what.
Or
combustion
involving the
is.
production of heat and light. And so, I mean, although there is no fuel to say, like as far as like a gasoline or something
Right.
poured on someone and then physically lit on
Right.
fire.
There's no source
Yeah.
of. There's no clear source of an ignition point.
Yeah.
So there's no spark that came on them or something like that.
It would have to be, like an internal, like too much methane gas built up in your body. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I say don't hold farts.
You'll blow up.
Yeah. And so,
So-
I don't know.
So the question is, how can a body catch fire on its own? And if so, how? I mean, let's start there. So in 1663, a Danish physician, that was weird.
Words.
Thomas Bartholin documented the story of a woman who supposedly combusted after drinking a substantial amount of alcohol. Her body was found incinerated. Her straw bed was untouched. And this would become the earliest recorded case of SHC. But the phenomenon didn't enter population. This phenomenon didn't enter popular imagination until the 18th and 19th century. I mean, that's obviously when more news got spread around. So that was really the only reason. Cases became so bizarre, they even appeared in literature. In fact, Charles Dickens killed one of his characters in Bleak House using spontaneous combustion. So he's like, "Oh yeah, he's dead." They're like, "How? He gets spontaneously combusted." So I think that was pretty cool.
So one of the most famous cases of all was Mary Reeser.
Mhm.
And in 1951 in St. Petersburg, Florida,
Yeah.
is when this happened. She was a 67-year-old widow, and one morning her landlady tried to deliver a telegram. Apparently they didn't have phones then, I don't know. And the doorknob was hot, and when she got inside with help, she found what remained of Mary. She was extra crispy.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
her entire body was basically reduced to just ash, except for her left foot that still had its slipper on, and her skull had reportedly shrunk to the size of a teacup, which is weird.
That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
how does your head, like your bones shrink all the way
and
down?
the apartment largely untouched. I mean, you noticed a little bit was melted near her.
Yeah, there was a plastic light switch that was noted to
But-
have melted.
Nearby newspapers were still in one piece, and this became so confusing that the FBI even got involved, and they basically said, accidental death, and chalked it up as her being a smoker and was on sleeping pills. And she basically, what they think happened is she fell asleep and dropped a cigarette and caught her own clothing on fire.
That makes sense, right?
And kind of. I
I
mean,
mean, like, you fall asleep, you're smoking, and then it
I think
just
you burn
drops on
differently.
you.
You burn differently, though.
But wouldn't you wake up?
I
Like,
think you would.
I think after a certain point, there would be an intense amount
It
of
depends
pain.
on how intense your sleeping pills are,
Oh,
too.
true.
But yeah, so that was called the wick effect, which is a forensic explanation where the human body acts like a candle. Clothes are the wick, and body fat is the fuel. And
They actually did. I think I can't remember who did an experiment with it, but I think they took like a pig, they
Mhm.
wrapped it in like some sort of blanket to like represent the clothing, and then they left like a match or a cigarette on it, and it did. It slowly burnt, and the fat from the pig actually kept the burn going for a little
Mhm.
while. But I mean, it took hours, like several hours, for it to like burn to a crisp.
but
So-
what my question is, when these people spontaneously combusted, have they found, if that is the theory,
Yeah.
that they burned, would they I mean, would that, is there a puddle left of the melted fat?
Right.
because although fat does burn off, it also turns liquidy.
Yeah, it turns into grease, too.
I know from cooking, when we cook barbecue and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the big
as that fat
shoulder.
Yeah, as that fat melts, it turns into liquid.
Yeah, it turns into grease.
Yeah, some of it melts away, some of it doesn't, and the other part of it is like, you know, if there's not, then what? I mean, the worst fire that you can have is a grease fire. One of the worst, other than a chemical fire.
Do you know what the temperature is on your smoker when you're smoking meats?
I have no idea.
It's got to be high, right?
Oh yeah. But here's my question is one of the worst fires that you can have outside of a chemical fire, which I guess, you know, fat is a chemical compound.
Yeah.
Is a grease fire, and fat turns into grease as it melts. So I think that you would have a lot of stuff. I mean, this says that there were objects just inches away that were untouched.
Yeah, I don't get how a newspapers are literally like feet
from
her, and then it's just not on fire. Like how did it not burn just from the heat?
This is where we need the guy from History Channel, like aliens. Like,
he's like, here's the thing. Okay, here's my theory. Ball lightning theory.
Yeah.
All right. What else? What do we got? Henry Thomas. You want to talk about him?
Sure.
Okay, so in 1980 in Wales, Henry Thomas, a 73-year-old, was found dead in his living room. His entire torso was ash, but his legs remained still wearing socks.
Extra crispy.
Yeah, probably like wool socks too back then, right? Yep. He hadn't lit his fireplace. There were no overturned candles. Nothing in the house appeared out of place except, of course, the body. Investigators again pointed to the wick effect, but here's the catch: there was no clear source of ignition. No cigarettes, no embers, no matches. The fire just seemed to have started and ended with him. So, like, how does that work? Some forensic experts argue that even with the wick effect, you still need a spark, a cigarette, an electric arc, something. But in Henry's case, nothing like that was found. So, what do you think? Did it go undetected, or did it just happen like inside of his body, where he was just like?
I don't know.
I mean, that's crazy. Like, how does it burn? And I mean, every time I've started a fire, I mean, have you ever tried starting a fire with sticks? Like the friction alone?
But yeah.
Like, that takes forever. Literally forever. And unless you have like really thin kindling, it doesn't catch. So I don't think it would be friction. I mean, unless he was like rubbing his wool jacket and it's like making a bunch of static and he's like, whoa. Maybe he was jacking off and he had wool socks on, yeah.
Got that friction going.
I mean, if your clothes get staticky and, you know, they make that little like pop when you touch a metal, because you basically create a static charge, and then you will like touch anything metal and it snaps you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Isn't there a spark there? I'm curious. We should try to like shock ourselves, turn all the lights off, and then like touch something metal. See if there's like a spark that comes out. I bet there is. Okay. You want to talk about the wick effect, or what do you got? What are you looking at?
Effect. I was just so that was Henry Thomas.
Yeah.
So, we talked about the wick effect already.
Yeah,
and we can go more. Yeah, and you already mentioned about them wrapping the pig. So in one of the more modern cases that made headlines because it was the first time the coroner officially declared the death caused by SHC. In 2010, Michael Verdi, 78, was found dead in his Galloway, Ireland home. His body was burned almost completely, but the surroundings only lightly scorched. And oh my gosh, why did my screen just jump? 222, sorry. And there was an open fireplace nearby, but there was no evidence of anything that was ever or that was recently burned there.
Right, so it was mainly like the ceiling and the floor below him that was burnt. It wasn't it wasn't like, oh, his chair caught on fire and that's why. It was just like, yeah, the floor right here where his feet were, and then the ceiling up there where his head was standing, I guess.
But yeah, the medical community kind of argued with him, and they said it was likely a result of falling too close to the fire and the wick effect.
Yeah.
And, you know, but the doctor, the coroner, he stood pretty firm with what he came up with. And so, yeah, it's one of the few, it's the original, and it's the only official recognized SHC death on record.
So, okay, let's talk about this case, because this is in 2010. Forensic evidence is a lot more spot on now.
Yeah.
They didn't find any embers on him.
These first ones from like the 1600s.
Right. They didn't find any embers on him. They didn't find any, like, accelerant. They literally tested for chemicals. There's no chemicals around him. He wasn't doused in gasoline. He wasn't soaked in anything. There's no chemicals.
Yeah, because if you have a fire with an accelerant like
kerosene,
propane, kerosene,
that stuff
gasoline,
remains.
whatever, that stuff, you know, I mean,
it produces a byproduct.
Yeah,
is what it is, and that's what they look for.
I mean, they can find out that you had too much dryer lint in your, in your crawl space.
I mean, fire destroys quite a bit of evidence, but they look through. I mean, these are not top tier forensic scientists. So I don't know. I think now that it's in 2010 and they've deemed this like this is the only clear answer, and I think it's kind of interesting.
Ow. So there is kind of a paranormal type of theory behind it as well.
Yeah, the it's a very interesting phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's very mysterious.
There's many that believe that it has a paranormal cause. Anywhere from divine punishment to psychic energy, or even just a ball of lightning.
Yeah,
and others think that it's linked to stress, metabolism, or even being spiritually possessed. But there's no scientific evidence of any of it.
I mean, how do you prove any of that?
Yeah, true.
I mean, I've literally, I think I've seen a video of an actual ball of lightning where like it comes down, and basically what it does, it arcs off the ground, and it's usually over concrete because concrete isn't conductive very much as like dirt, whereas like dirt, it'll just hit the ground. But like it'll move over like a parking structure or whatever, and then go to the ground. But like as long as you don't touch it, I mean, what's the chances of like us getting hit with a lightning ball?
True. I just feel like it's kind of one of those really weird things that happens, and it's not something
like there's no explanation.
I feel
there's
like
no clear-cut explanation.
I feel like it doesn't happen enough to have a clear-cut explanation. You know, it could be diet, it could be, you know, environment, something like that.
Yeah,
and
there's not really a way to like pinpoint a pattern. Like, oh, all these people were drinkers and smokers, so that's what happens when you combine those chemicals or something. I don't know. I feel like What if these people made like a deal with the devil, and he's like, "I'm here to collect. You got the money," and they're like, "No, I don't have it." And
They're
he's
like,
"All right,
boom, extra crispy for you,
extra crispy, let's
motherfucker."
go."
Yeah.
Like, oh no. What if it's a serial killer demon one?
If your family has spontaneously combusted, we're sorry.
Yeah, sorry guys. We're not trying to be insensitive. We're just fascinated by the phenomenon that this is. You're like, my uncle burned. My uncle was extra crispy too.
Mm-hmm.
These the combination of horror, science, and the grotesque makes spontaneous human combustion a perfect storm of mystery. It really does. These cases disturb us because they happen in ordinary places. Like literally, we're just asleep in our bed and we just burst into flames. Like it's how terrifying is that? What's that movie? What is that one?
That's not a movie.
Isn't that from a movie?
Oh, it might be. I don't know.
Oh.
So, there's been. Let's see. I think this is close. It said that there's.
You know what to do though. Like if you catch on fire, right?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
So I want to say that it said that there's been close to 300 people that have spontaneously combusted. And this right here is coming from Fact Republic, and it's 15 facts and cases attributed to spontaneous human combustion. And we're going to skip around. So the first proposed victim, or fire, so kind of the first proposed time that someone proposed that this was possible was in 1746. There's been cases that they believe could have been before that, but that was kind of the first time that a scientist or doctor suggested it. And let's see, we talked about Mary Reeser. Did we talk about John Irving Bentley?
No, I don't think so.
So, in 1966, a 92-year-old physician named John Irving Bentley was found burned to death in his Pennsylvania home. And all that was left of him is part of his right leg and had the slipper still on. And did we talk about this?
No.
No, okay. And there was about a foot-long square on the floorboard next to him. And then the rest of his body had been reduced to basically ashes in the basement below. So he burned and fell through the floor. And then his walker laid across the hole of the fire that the fire had caused. And the rubber tips were still intact, and yeah.
What's the temperature to burn a human body?
I don't know. We talked about Henry Thomas. Jeannie Saffin.
Okay,
so
Jesus Christ. It has to exceed 1400 to 1800 degrees Fahrenheit.
So
your oven doesn't even go that high.
Externally to burn, to burn it to crisp with just ashes. I mean, you can burn someone to death, but they're recognizable as a human.
Yeah.
At a couple hundred degrees.
But that one said he was burnt to ash.
Yeah, I mean, you can die from being in 95 to 100 degree heat without like airflow and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, that's you would burn so much around you.
Yeah.
At that high. I mean,
at that high of a heat, you would have to like catch the rest of the house on fire. There's no fucking way.
Not necessarily the rest of the house, but I mean, there's no objects to get you that.
You can't get that hot that quick, yeah.
Without causing damage around you. But yeah, so in 1982, a mentally handicapped woman, named Jeannie Saffin was reported to have spontaneously caught on fire by her father, who was with her. And she was doused with water and taken to the hospital and died 8 days later. And one of the witnesses claimed that Jeannie had flames coming from her mouth, making roaring noises like a dragon, and that her clothes were unburned. Later research found that her clothes were burned, and hospital records found that her mouth was undamaged. So it was kind of like a half-founded. I mean, I don't know.
So she breathed fire?
That's what it sounds like, but then it was found that she didn't.
They're like, no, you didn't.
So in September 2017, a 70-year-old pensioner named John Nolan, not John Nolan from The Rookie, spontaneously burst into flames while walking on the streets of North London. Seems like a lot of these people are European.
Yeah.
Dude, because there's a lot of, there was 3 Irish people in a row on the list. So people tried to help him at the scene, but he died at the hospital the next day from his burns. So it seems like a lot of these people, although there are some that are being reduced to ash, some of these people are surviving, and some of these people are older. All them fucking bananas, man.
90s and 70s.
So investigators weren't able to establish a reason for this incident, and it was treated as unexplained.
Weird.
And the reasoning was given as basically death from severe burns.
So is it real, do you think?
What, spontaneously combustion?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it could be. I feel like it's rare enough that we don't have
the evidence to prove it or disprove it, honestly. I don't think we have the evidence to disprove it.
Yeah. It's hard to tell. Let's see.
I mean, I get how some people could burn to death with a cigarette.
Yeah.
But how hot does it have to get to the point where you wake up? How do you not wake up and move around? And if you move around and you're on fire, aren't you catching other stuff on fire?
True. I mean,
I guess if you're moving, you're not touching
this
stuff
suggests
that
that okay, so here's what it suggests is cigarettes are often seen as a source of fire in alleged cases of spontaneous combustion. Improper disposal of smoking material causes 1 in every 4 fire deaths in the United States. That's a lot. I mean, that's 25% of them. And natural causes such as heart attacks may lead the victim to dying, and basically they drop the cigarette after they've died, and then the smoldering thing ignites the person. And then it's possible that they start burning slowly, and then once it burns through, then it hits methane gas or whatever.
And it just burns
and then
off the rest
it spontaneously combusts.
Huh.
Or then it combusts. Ketosis is another reason given behind it. Caused by alcoholism, low-carb dieting, and that produces acetone, which is highly flammable. And
yeah. Huh. Especially if you're heavier and your body is in ketosis.
Mm-hmm.
Like you drank so much the night before, there's just so much alcohol and acetone in you. You're just like...
Mm-hmm. 2-year forensic investigation conducted in 1984 looked at the alleged spontaneous combustion cases of the 18th to 20th centuries. They found that bodies burned were in close proximity to plausible sources for an ignition, such as candles, lamps, fireplaces, etc. Such sources were often omitted from published accounts of these incidences, presumably to deepen the aura of mystery in surrounding the apparent spontaneous death.
Okay, well, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, back in the 18th century, they didn't have light poles around there. I mean, they didn't have electricity, so...
I mean, there was, I've seen where people would have gas lights, hanging outside to light up the streets and stuff like that. I don't know. So I think it's possible. I'm looking at Ranker right here, and this is a list of some of the people that died. Person in 1470 was recorded. in Italy, France in 1725, Italy 1731, UK 1836 or 1936, 1951 United States.
That's Mary Reeser.
There's a couple here in the United States in a row.
In the 50s.
And then in the 70s, 1970s,
John Irving. Henry Thomas
in
was
Wales, in United Kingdom in 67, in 77 France, 82 England, 86 in the United States. I mean, most of these are happening overseas. Ireland 2010, Ireland 2011. And then there's been others since then. Yeah. Ooh, here we go. All right. So we can kind of wrap up with, we're not scientists, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, we're not saying any of these things are
Mhm.
like factual. This is actually what happened. We're just discussing cases that we've found.
And I think it's possible. I don't think it's impossible. But I don't think that it happens often enough to have solid evidence behind it.
So the temperature that you need to like actually burn your skin is
Mhm.
like 130 degrees. So I mean, at such a say it's like at 200. I mean, you're cooking then.
Mhm.
So after 200 degrees Fahrenheit, if there's a flame or a fire or anything, you're gonna be at 200 degrees.
Mhm.
So
So, speaking of extra crispy, since we've got some time left,
yeah,
what's your favorite fried chicken?
yeah, extra crisp. No, I
Well,
like
where?
original.
No, where from?
Oh, KFC.
KFC.
I like KFC.
I like KFC. Do the champs or whatchamacallit.
Oh,
I like
Champs chicken.
either that or I'll go up to KC and get Go Chicken Go.
Over there, Checkers.
Um,
Go Chicken Go's pretty good.
Um,
Chicken waffle, I hear.
I'm not
I
a
hear is
Slim
pretty
Chicken
good.
fan.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's okay.
Somebody
Raising
told me.
Cane's is good.
Somebody told me to
Popeyes-
try like the Raisin Cane's.
Raising Cane's is good.
They got like a really good sauce, I hear.
Popeyes, if you get the right people working,
Yeah.
yeah, then it's not bad. Yeah. What's your go-to sides with it?
Just mashed potatoes and corn.
Mac and cheese.
Oh, the mac and cheese is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I get
mixed.
that for my kids.
Sometimes I'll get that. Sometimes I feel like the potato wedges and stuff and honey mustard. Kind of depends. I used to get drumsticks from Checkers, and then I'd get a cup of ranch and a cup of buffalo and just like bounce back and forth dipping in it. And
That's not bad. I don't know.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite piece on the chicken?
Probably the breast. I like the breast, but I also like the wing.
See, I'm a drumstick guy.
I'm okay with the wing. I like drumsticks.
Yeah,
I'll eat the thighs too. I don't care. I really don't have a favorite as long as it's meaty.
I like dark meat over.
My kids will leave like a ton of meat on the bone still. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yep.
They're like, I ate it. I'm like, no, you didn't. There's still a chunk of meat. Give me that.
Oh my gosh. So to continue on with our extra crispy theme.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
so Ranker, I love this site, has 25 times that
movie characters
have been burnt to crisp. And number one is Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
Man, he got burnt.
Bro fell in like a lava pit and was like, no!
Yep.
And he's like, I hate you!
He deserved it.
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah.
So that's how he became
Darth Vader.
Yep.
Because the Sith actually saves him. The Emperor comes and saves him, and then then the robots work on him.
Mm-hmm. And then Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru on Star Wars. And
they blasted them. They blasted them to death.
Man, there's a lot of people extra crispified.
Yeah, Star Wars. They really
man.
burned them.
Let's keep count. Claudia and Madeline on Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not sure that I've seen that movie.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I'm trying to think. So, Oh, okay. So they're exposed to the sunlight. They're vampires. They're exposed to the sunlight. That's how they get extra crispified. They're not sparkly, weird.
Yeah, they're not the freaking
glitter.
Twilight
Yeah.
glittery vampires. They actually burn to a crisp.
Quinn from Blade. It's been a while since I've seen that. He got extra crispified. You like Blade?
Yeah, Blade is sick, dude.
Mm.
It's so awesome. Freaking Wesley Snipes, dude. He
Yep.
kicks ass.
Yep. Oh, well, see, he survived getting burnt to a crisp.
So what did they do?
Huh?
How did he do it? How did he burn
I don't
to
know.
a crisp? He like throws a device at him, right? Yeah, picks out a device and casually throws it at Quinn,
Mhm.
who is instantly engulfed in fire. Yeah, he has this like
Yeah.
I don't know, like
Survives, but
UV
he's shaking
device.
as his body burns. Cops put him out, and Quinn's body is taken to the corners. Blade intends to track him back to his hideout, but explains why he didn't kill him. But all goes wrong when Quinn comes to and feeds on the medical.
Oh yeah, he bites the woman, and
I remember
then then Blade has to go and like save her.
Matt Shrek from Batman Returns. I don't know if I remember that.
The real bad guy is Max Shrek.
Yeah, okay, I remember. Grabs an electrical cable and fries. Yep, I remember that.
Holy
Fires
shit.
up like a taser. I remember that. Lord of the Rings. Denethor 2.
Denethor the Second.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I think
He's
I remember
insane.
that.
He's
Ooh, Bob from The Hills Have Eyes when they
Bob
tie
Carter.
him.
The Hills Have Eyes.
Man, dude, that was like in like the mutants are raping his daughter and wife at the same time, or daughter and stepdaughter or something like that.
Uh huh.
And I think they kill his wife and rape her.
Jesus.
Dude, have you seen? When's the last time you saw Hills Have Eyes? It's messed up.
I have.
It's a hard tug. I mean,
It's been a while.
it's a hard watch. Big Daddy from Kick-Ass. I loved Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass movies were great. But yeah, they burn Big Daddy alive. Harvey Dent. Yep. He got extra crucified.
He is Two-Face.
Yep.
After that point.
Yep.
Because he's like he survives. He was good, but then he survives, and then he becomes corrupt.
Yep. Because he's upset that they chose to save him rather than Rachel.
Yeah. It was either Dent or Rachel.
Steve Graham from Hereditary. I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the dad. It's the dad. It's when the dad is like trying to like calm her down because she gets possessed. Remember?
Yep.
And then I think it's like she burns him with the fireplace or something.
Mm-hmm. I've not seen Darkman. I don't know about this guy.
Dr. Peyton Westlake, Darkman.
Yep.
A hit squad showing up at their apartment. Whoa! They quickly kill Westlake's lab assistant and destroy their equipment. As the doctor, go back up. As the doctor is brutally beaten, his face is pushed into a boiling liquid, burning off chunks of his flesh, and then his hands are electrocuted and burned at the same time, leaving him deformed.
Wonder if Joker's on here because he fell in the acid. Vincent Crabbe from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Yep, they fried his ass. I remember that. Yep.
I want to watch that one again.
Oh, from Smile.
Dr.
Yeah.
Rose Quarter.
Smile's creepy. Midsummer. Christian. I don't know if I've seen that one either.
Oh,
The
wait,
Rocketeer.
go back to that. Midsummer?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Gutted out corpse of a bear. Oh, they put him in the corpse of a bear, and he's paralyzed and unable to move, and then they catch him on fire.
The room is filled with hay lit by torches, leaving Christian to sit and burn to death. As he cries out in pain, the people mimic his sounds.
Oh,
What
jeez.
the fuck?
Extra crispy.
Oh my god. Neville Sinclair.
Oh, dude, the Rocketeer. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It was. I used to like it, and then I tried watching it again, and it was lame. It was kind of like I don't know, like steampunk style superhero is what he ended up turning into. He's kind of like a scientist, and then he became more like a superhero.
So the jetpack that he takes leaks fuel and ignites. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. So
Crank 2 high voltage.
Chelios. Crank 2 high voltage.
That looks fucking weird.
Yeah, I think he like in the end he like has to like electrocute himself, and he does it so high that he like burns himself to a crisp.
Fireball, The Running Man. I haven't seen that one. There's a bunch of these.
That's with
I haven't
Arnold
seen.
Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
The Running Man.
Mm-hmm.
Ben and 3 other contestants are forced through the how do you say that? Decrepit?
Yep. Sure.
Ruins of L.A., where he encounters various stalkers, each with their own murderous gimmicks.
Interesting. There's a lot of Batman people that die.
Yeah, Batman.
Anton
people get
Rotelli.
burnt.
This is from old school Batman with Caesar.
That's where the Joker is played by Jack Nicholson.
Yep.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Yep. Man.
Sarah Wolf from Doctor Strange.
Lots
in
of
the
people
Multiverse
get
of
extra
Madness.
crispy fried in comics, apparently.
Yep.
Catching up to Star Wars. Pete Bottoms from Dusk Till Dawn. I haven't seen that one. I think Bailey has.
I don't. Well, that's about vampires. Yeah, he's a vampire.
Lots of vampires catch on fire. Probably all that sun. That's why they need to put on that sunscreen. Oh, the witch. Hansel
witch
and
from
Gretel.
Hansel and
witch
Gretel.
hunters. They put her in the oven.
Yep, they put her in the oven and they cook that bitch.
Yep. Oh, Marv and Harry.
Oh
from
my
Home
God.
Alone.
Oh my god.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Yep, they fried him. Marv's hair caught on fire. Or not Marv. Harry's hair caught on fire, and Marv got electrocuted.
Yeah, his hat caught on fire
Dude,
is
that's
what it
such
was.
a great movie. The Man from Uncle Rudy. I don't know if I've seen that one. Debbie from the Addams Family. Oh, yeah, I remember her getting electrocuted. She was a bitch.
Bro, if anybody actually gets like movies don't show
Yeah.
the real thing.
Professor Quirrell from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
when Harry touches his face,
Yep.
then it's just like, okay, now you're going to turn to ash.
All right.
His whole body gets burnt.
We got 15 minutes left.
All right, what are we going to do?
We're going to play Hot Takes. Maybe, if I can get the damn thing open. My phone's buzzing over there.
So, okay, let's talk about real quick. Let's talk about the while we're opening this. So, I mean, if you ask folklore, it's a fiery warning about alcohol, loneliness, and the fragility of the human body. Basically, I mean, I don't know if you ask the ashes, well, they don't speak. So,
All right.
you can't ask any of these people like what the fuck happened because they're gone. Like all the evidence went with them. So, we really don't have anything to go
We'll
off.
start. Ooh, what are these ones? Why are these over here? Oh, let's just agree disagree cards. All right. So, aliens will find us before we find them. That might be the reason behind our spontaneously combustion.
Uh,
Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah,
I think
I
so.
agree.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I think they found us, but like
they're just watching us.
they
from
might have
afar.
crashed and
They're
shit.
like, oh,
They might have
fuck.
found us, but then I think we might have like captured them, and that's why. I don't know. All right,
This one says tampons should be free.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I
I agree.
agree. I mean, why not? It's
Uh,
necessary for everybody. Well, women.
We should bring back duels to settle arguments. I agree.
Yes.
I also think that we should bring back capital punishment for people that do crimes against children. Like, seriously. Like, whatever they did to
Murder
that
them.
child gets done to them with something wrapped in barbed wire.
Yeah.
On public TV.
Android products are better than Apple products.
I agree. We already discussed this last episode. People with mental illnesses should have more sick days. I think people in general should have more. And there's two different types of sick. There's the I don't feel good sick, like, ate something that didn't agree with me, or I've got the cold or something, or flu or something like that. And then there is the I'm overwhelmed, I'm overstressed, too much going on at home. And I feel like they just need to blanket take vacation, sick leave, and mental health days and just call them PTO days. And that's what a lot of companies do. But there's a lot of them that separate it out. But yeah. All right, which one's your... Oh.
The Napoleon complex is a real thing.
Oh, yeah, short people do.
Yeah, I feel
fucking
like,
annoy me.
I feel like short guys.
And then they get in big ass honking.
They get pissed off and angry. They get all fucking buff and shit. And like,
I'd be mad if I couldn't reach the top shelf too.
It's just date a tall chick and be like, "Hey, babe, can you pick that up for me?"
Best pickle shape is the spear. I like this. I like pickle spears. Slices are good too, though. It's got to be a good pickle, though.
I like relish. I like relish. That's the best way I like pickles.
Fucking
Relish.
weirdo. All right.
Waffles are better than pancakes. What do you think?
I've had some pretty good pancakes, but
I like waffles.
I like
Waffles, I
waffles.
feel like are better than
they
pancakes.
got those little bowls to like hold your
they got little
butter and
divots in
syrup
there
and
that you
stuff.
can, like, hold your syrup and your butter.
Listening to music while studying / working helps you focus. Working when you're doing physical labor,
Yeah.
when you're reading and stuff like that, I have trouble.
Really?
I have trouble like reading stuff while there's music.
It's in the background.
Well, I know. Like
I mean,
background
you're
noise is
listening to
one
new
thing.
songs, and
No,
you're
no.
like, I've never heard this one.
No, like background music's one thing.
Yeah.
But if you're actually trying to listen to the music, like I don't like, for instance, I'll go back and listen to our podcast a lot.
Yeah.
And if I am out, doing yard work or something like that, then I'll listen to it. If I am reading through leases and stuff like that, I don't listen to it because I need to focus and read and stuff.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could read a book and listen to music, but I don't think I can like listen to music and have a conversation with you. Like if I'm actually listening to the podcast and somebody comes up and talks to me,
I'll pause
I'm like,
it.
dude, hang on, wait. Okay, what? All right. It's okay to drive tipsy. What do you think?
No.
No,
No.
not even a little bit.
No, dude. Because here's the thing. Here's my issue with it is you might feel tipsy right now.
Yeah.
But in a couple minutes when the alcohol keeps
Yeah.
soaking into your system.
I've done one time where I like drove home after we had just drank, like literally just took a shot, and then it was like, okay, I'm out of here, bye. And then I left, and because I had stuff to do, and I was like fine up until I got home. Like once I got home and parked my car, I was like, oh fuck, I don't think I should have drove,
Dude, I feel like,
I was like,
I don't know what the fuck that was, dude.
It's weird technical shit. I feel like there's a ghost. Something standing outside the window right now. Oh my God, it's on the roof.
Back to shut the fuck up. Back to what we were saying. Tipsy driving is tipsy driving is still drunk driving to me.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. How do you feel about people if they're like if they get drunk at a bar, like completely trashed, and the bartender just lets them go? Do you think they should be kind of held liable since they're the ones that served them that much alcohol?
Yeah, I mean, you should be held liable because, I mean, you overserved them. But, I mean, there should also be a responsibility on the individual. Like, you should know your limits when you go out. Like, everyone should know their limits. You're a grown adult. You should know your limits.
All right, next one. $100 is a lot of money.
Nah.
No,
not nowadays. I can buy a lot of food.
There's times where I could blow $100 and it'd be like, whatever. There's times that I could blow $100 and be like, fuck. Like
I needed that.
Yeah.
Okay. A hot dog is a sandwich. What do you think?
That's iffy.
I don't know. It's more like I feel like a sandwich is 2 pieces of bread, not just, and a hot dog is just 1 piece of bread.
Yeah, but what about your open face sandwiches though?
Open face sandwiches.
Because your Phillies and stuff like that.
Yeah, those are open face sandwiches.
Calzones are considered sandwiches.
It's technically a taco.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I guess.
A hot dog is a taco, everybody.
Everyone should be required to take etiquette classes in middle school. Start them in elementary school.
Yeah, stop being dicks.
Like, I think the yes ma'am, yes sir needs to start in elementary school. Like, there's too many of these kids that are a-holes. That's
true. Ghost or real, what do you think? That's why our shit keeps going off.
I don't know.
There's a ghost over here just wiggling our cords.
Yeah.
Like, hee hee.
I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I think there's some evidence that exists that proves the existence of ghosts, but I don't think there's clear, exact, definitive proof that exists. So, I mean, you can pick up on audio from anywhere, honestly. So, they're like, did you hear that? Wait, did you hear that? What the fuck?
Oh, shut up. Paper newspapers and magazines will be obsolete within the next 50 years. 50 maybe, but they've been saying that for a long time. I don't think it's coming anytime soon.
They've lasted so long. I mean, honestly, I kind of like reading stuff. I don't like reading stuff on my phone. It hurts my eyes.
That's why I put the screen filter thing on there.
Money can buy you happiness.
It sure the fuck can. Because money would solve about all my problems.
Yeah, I feel like, here's the thing. If you're born into it, no, it doesn't buy you happiness. But if you're not born into it, yes, it can.
Yeah. Superstitions are real. I'm mixed on it.
I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious. But.
Like I was told, okay, for instance, recently, kids got their baseball hats for the baseball team.
Yeah.
And there's the little silver MLB sticker that's on the bill of the hat. And I've always been told by a lot of baseball people, not just baseball, but just sports people in general, is they leave those hats on there, or those stickers on there, because it's good luck. Like, it's bad luck to take that sticker off.
Huh. Okay.
So, I don't
didn't know that. That's interesting.
I don't know. I mean, you have a routine, right? You have a routine. Okay, so I get up in the morning.
I flip the light switch off and on 3 times. Like, what?
I pants first.
Oh,
pants first,
here's
shirt.
A weird thing I do.
Hold on. I'm in the middle. Pants, shirt, socks, shoes, and then I put on, like, my daughter made this bracelet for me, and then I have a necklace that has my wedding ring on it because my finger's fat. And no, I think I grew. I filled out. I don't know, whatever the fuck you want to talk. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. But anyways, well, unfortunately, it's not a ring you can get resized.
No.
Yeah, and
How does that work? They put like a little thing through
It's
it,
got a-
right? And then they had like hammer it out.
it depends. They usually heat it up, and
I think they heat it up and then they
But-
like hammer it out.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, if I don't have this bracelet, if I don't have this, then I feel off. And I don't know that's necessarily superstitious, but I feel like naked without it, or like I need it, or whatever.
Mm.
And
Hmm.
so I don't know.
Interesting.
hmm
Here's a weird thing that I do. I don't know if it's because of a superstition or anything, but I'll always put my right sock on first. Right sock first, then the left one. And then my right shoe first, and then the left one.
Interesting.
I never change. I don't go left first, then right. Unless I can't find the right shoe, the other right side shoe. You know what I mean?
hmm
I'm like, where the fuck is that shoe? What the fuck? Gotta go.
Your turn. Right? I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would sacrifice one person in this group to save the rest. Would
In
you?
this group,
You would throw me out the fucking window, wouldn't you?
I would sacrifice you to save myself.
You're like, so I save myself? Oh, yeah, fuck it. What do you got?
Go ahead and read another one. I'm trying to fix it.
Okay, it's totally okay to pee in the shower. What do you think?
Yeah, it goes right down the drain.
I feel like it's okay.
Pooping.
I don't
no.
have any problem with it. The wife screams every time I do it, though. It's like, what the fuck? It's just a little bit of pee on your leg. Come on. It's fine. Get out of the shower then.
I feel like
She's like, we're taking a bath.
this is a baby shower, not a shower. All right. There we go. I fixed it. Tap water is better than Dasani. I hate Dasani and Aquafina. If anybody has ever heard my
Dude,
water,
that's all I drink is
Dasani and Aquafina or
Yeah.
tap water.
No, I drink tap water.
Oh,
That's it.
yeah. If I drink bottled, it is either Ozarka or Niagara or like one of the fancy ones, like Icelandic or something like that. But only if I catch them on sale. Maybe Avian or whatever. I don't know.
Huh. That Voss water. I'll drink some Fuji water all day.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. But as far as like, dude, I'll drink the Dollar General shit or
Yeah.
whatever over Aquafina and Dasani. It
Yeah.
tastes like liquid plastic to me.
Okay. I would date a person 40 years older than me if they were really, really rich.
Yeah. I
You
don't know
would?
about that.
Would you?
No,
I don't
dude,
know.
I don't know. I'd have to see.
Are they going to die soon?
20 maybe. No, you want some time to make it seem real.
Look, I'm dating, right now I'm dating a girl who is, like, a year older than me. So, yeah, I'm okay with... No, I'm not okay with 40. That's
Yeah,
fucking
see?
crazy.
Psychological thrillers are scarier than gory horror movies. I agree. I think both are
Yeah,
pretty
dude.
can be scary. I think as long as it doesn't involve the supernatural element, the more real
Oh,
it
yeah.
feels like it could happen.
I
But,
feel
yeah.
like there's a lot of things, like, supernaturally, I mean, spontaneous human combustion. It seems real, but it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as far as we know, we can't talk to any of those people,
Yep.
so
All right.
we don't know how it happened. Workplace dating is appropriate. I think in some sense it is.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. But I think in other senses, like, I don't think a supervisor should be dating a non-super, like somebody who they work,
I think
who works
think
under them.
I think that's still okay as long as it is professional and not anything that's expressed
I don't think it would
during
work.
work hours.
I don't think it would work because if it didn't, like, okay, if he shows any sort of favoritism to her at all, then it's like or vice versa.
And that's why
she shows any favoritism to him, or
that's
whatever.
why I think that if it's not as long as there is nothing like happening at work.
Yeah.
Like I think it should be kind of like a under a microscope type thing. Like if there is favoritism, if there is, hey, like I'm going to yell at this person because they took 2 extra minutes on their break, but hey, we're going to go take 5 extra minutes on our break.
Yeah. Then it's like really.
I don't know. Middle names are pointless. I don't know.
I don't think there's a point to it. I don't think you need it. My grandma doesn't have a middle name.
Yeah, but you can sit there and well, that's interesting. But you can sit there and like if you say your kid's first name, that's one thing. If you sit there and throw middle and last onto the end of
they're in fucking trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Amelia Elizabeth Hall. And this is like, huh? She usually gets Amelia. And then it's like, uh-oh. Then she knows she's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn to be more creative. I think so. I think everybody who's like, oh, I suck at drawing. I'm horrible at it. If you take the time and you actually practice, you can become more creative.
But you end up with a different style art from someone that is actually artistic and creative compared to someone that has learned how to. I mean, I can sit there and take cooking classes all day and not put together the type of food that I can't and then not put together the type of food that you put together with the experience.
What'd you make, sir? It's like some exquisite cuisine, and then it comes to you and you're like, I made a cheeseburger. I'm like, is that a Krabby Patty? Like, I tried to make a pizza. I don't know what happened.
Let's see. All right.
Fine art is worth the money people pay for it. What do you think?
No,
really?
Some of that shit's
really,
dude. What the person pay for the fucking banana taped to the wall?
There's the the shit that's like where the person goes with one hand. They're like,
and then they jump over they jumped on the trampoline or
run and jump, and then they're like, and they're like $50,000 right there. Start the bidding off, and then they're like, who the fuck wants to buy that for $50,000? It's like, it's not the Mona Lisa. What the fuck?
Butts are better than boobs. I think they are both equally important.
I like both of them. Yeah, I'm a both man.
I think that if you don't have the proper balance between the two, like a nice butt and nice boobs, it's weird. Like if you have no butt and you got giant boobs or no boobs and a giant butt, like it's just kind of weird.
Yeah. So
I feel like they complement each other.
I think your body has to be balanced in between. So.
Mm-hmm.
Horoscopes are real and relevant. What do you think?
I don't know. I get people's fascination with them, but I wouldn't say real and relevant.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't believe in it, but I do feel like there is a certain effect that the universe does play on our bodies when we are born. Because, I mean, we're revolving around the sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the stars that are aligned they look different. So when we look up at the sky, it's different than when someone else looks at the sky.
Okay. We each got one last one.
Okay.
Or two. Oh, I got two. You should be able to see the salary of every other employee at your company. I don't think so. I think that you shouldn't be able to get in trouble for sharing that information with somebody else, but I don't think that it needs to be up on a giant whiteboard or something. I think that would cause too much chaos.
Huh? Wait, I think I gapped out. Say that again.
You should be able to see the salary of every other employee at your company.
I don't think we need to see.
No.
But I think it's okay to discuss it.
Yep.
I think it's okay to be like, hey, how much do you make, dude? And then they're like, I make 24 an hour. And then I'm like, oh dang, I wish I made that.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to do 2 actually. Can I do 2 more?
Do your 2 in a row, and then I'm ending with
Okay.
the most important question of all, or
Sock.
one of all.
Sock, shoe, or sock, shoe, shoe.
Sock, shoe.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yep.
I don't.
Because sometimes when I put my socks on,
Yeah.
I'm not immediately headed. I don't immediately put my shoes on to go.
I have had one time where I was having trouble getting a sock on,
Mm.
and I was really in a rush. So I got one sock on and one shoe on, and then I dried off my foot again and like let it air dry for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put the sock on. Finally, it slid on, and then I put the shoe on as I was running outside. I'm always running late.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, someone calling their boyfriend daddy is weird and creepy.
I feel like if you want to do that behind closed doors, but you have to have a certain tone and stuff like that to it.
Yeah, it
I
can't
feel
be
like-
oh, dad.
Yeah.
That's just really weird.
But calling someone, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I also I want to
She's
throat
like,
chop.
oh, daddy.
I want to throat chop the people that are like, oh, and moan all the fucking time. I hate that. It's the most annoying thing. The people
You're like, shut the fuck up.
Like-
trying to finish.
like I heard a kid. I saw some kids playing a pickup game the other day, and one of them moaned after he hit a shot, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" Like,
He's like,
right. Now, the most important question to wrap this up, or important one: Jacob deserved to end up with Bella
What the fuck? I don't even know what that is.
from Twilight.
I don't know what that is. I don't know them.
Look, Edward abandoned her.
Oh, the
and-
vampire
Yeah.
leaves her, right? And
Yeah.
then the werewolf comes back for her.
Yep.
I don't know.
Plus, Jacob was around longer. I don't know. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to our mysterious,
our extra crispy episode.
and our extra
Yeah.
weird. I don't know what the hell happened with the whole
I don't know.
technical shit.
Anyways,
It got kind of weird.
the fire within, or the embers within, Ray's asshole because he shoved a jalapeno up there before the episode.
Yeah, we burnt a little bit of the cords, I guess, up here or something.
I don't know. All right. Well, thank you everyone, and have a good night.
Peace out.
Bye.